Hello everyone. Today I figured I'd shoot a video out here in nature on a bright sunny day. The last few days it's been really cloudy from the smoke coming over the lake from Canada here in Pennsylvania. I wanted to talk about the trap. You know, it's not a metaphor anymore. Are we in a trap? We're trapped by our own wants, our own needs. Because let's say something as simple as you're hungry and you don't grow your own food. You've got to have money to go buy it because someone out of the kindness of their heart isn't just going to give you enough to live. They might, somebody that you know may have extra and share with you for free. But since we've gotten so dependent on getting what we want, people want to live in a convenient world. But yes, if you truly work with nature the way nature intended, not the way human nature has been imposed upon you, then yes, everything could be natural and it wouldn't be such a trap. You would cooperate with nature. Let's say a tree's growing and has fruits, vegetables, things like that that grow in nature, things that are real and didn't need anything but the elements to grow. You don't have to walk up to a tree and say, here's my credit card, here's my bank card, here's my chip, here's my, my cyber money, here's my dollar. That is a human invented thing to limit you. So yes, it is definitely a trap. Now, that's not just a comparison or some kind of similar idea, some kind of metaphor. When you say you want to have shelter, instead of being taught how to build your own things in cooperation with nature, using nature's supplies, the wood, the whatever, of course, if you're going to cut down a tree, you should plant another one. It's that simple. It's not, hey, I want stuff, so I'm just going to go out to the store and get it no matter what it took to get it there. Like, there's all these companies that just pump things out because they're working 40-hour weeks or however long they're, it doesn't matter how many hours a week, but these businesses thrive off of making money. And if they don't have more product to sell and they don't advertise to more people to sell more product, then they go out of business. Like, business is one of the biggest downfalls we have. If you're talking about like corporate business, the idea of thinking that those people have your best intentions in mind is so far-fetched. It's beyond me how people don't see these things. Now, I truly do encourage growing your own food, growing your own gardens, your food forests, your edible lawns, your edible landscapes, that kind of stuff, of course. But then look into those things. If you want to get started doing that in the world we're in now, unfortunately, you have to find enough money to go do it. So you might have to go out of your way to do something you don't morally agree with, to save up money just to apply it to your life so that you have the things that you need in order to live. Let's say something as simple as Tupperware containers. If we actually learned how to preserve our own foods, or eat when you're hungry, eat when you need it, then those kind of things like are made out of plastic, like say Tupperware. It's made out of plastic that had to come from somewhere, that was made in a factory. Now, we could use these things for good and store things that are healthy for us. Like when you fill your freezer with boxed pizza and microwave dinners and stuff like that, that's just not healthy for you, then you're so disconnected from what is real in nature, and you're applying the idea of what humans have considered our nature of being, the way we are, living in a convenient world where you can just go in and grab something whenever you want. Like, I'm not hungry, but boy, I feel like a bowl of ice cream. Like, yes, it's nice to have these conveniences, but since we're overdoing it so much, we're really taking so much from the environment and not giving anything back. Now, money being the biggest trap, because you can't get anything anymore out of working with somebody and expecting them to come from the kindness of their heart or really wanting to help you because they care. It's more or less, what can I get out of other people? So I hate to say that it's a trap, but then in no way is that a metaphor. Like, you cannot, let's say you have something you want to put a tarp over. You've got to find people who make tarps or learn how to do it yourself. And we're not taught these basic fundamental things to preserve our livelihood or our foods or our shelter unless we go do that after school, because school didn't teach you anything but how to listen and how to follow along with what we've been doing. And by the time you actually have a mind of your own that isn't clogged with other things, unfortunately, you're already believing things that other people have told you. So by the time you're able to feel that you think your own thoughts, all the information that other people have told you on how to apply yourself in the world are already there. So you're coming from a secondary place of a natural feeling now. When you're looking for something in the world and you have to dial it in, look it up online, and then ship out for it and have somebody send it to you, most of us don't think of what went into getting that thing. Like, I don't care what goes into making my items and my gadgets. I just want them because they seem so exciting. If we could live in a place where you weren't so impressed with the things that we come up with to distract ourselves from the environment, you could actually see how much of a malfunction all of this is. I'm not putting anybody down because yes, we wanted to grow out of a place where we had to struggle and fight to survive. Now, if we could actually open our hearts to each other and care enough, you would see that we have everything supplied for us. All we have to do is cooperate with it. Give back to it when we take from it. Now, that's not saying raise animals and slaughter them. That's a living thing. Yes, plants are living too, but there's a total different level of consciousness there. And we all know that. There's no need to debate that. Fruits and plants drop their seeds, drop their fruits at a certain time of the year. And if you grow them in cooperation with the environment, you're not going to have a problem like that. When you rely on businesses to supply you with your food, they're going to cut corners and they're going to push it out as much as they can because that's how they feel that they make their livelihood, because they were raised in a world where money is king. But truly, money, the word basically means the one we all see the same, like manifested ongoing notion expressing vital identity. Money. You are the money. You are the value. If you don't think so, any job that's being done isn't being done by nothing. It had to have people. Now, this day and age with all the technological world, now it had to have people to make those computers to run them instead of people. And before that even happened, we had to have people who would do it. But because people, a lot of us naturally are lazy and don't want to do anything, it's what can I get out of other people in order to do it? Do I do things out of my heart? I try my hardest to do everything I can for people without expecting anything from them. In fact, my whole intention is to help people to benefit them, not to benefit me. How I benefit myself is by seeing the outcome of the good I'm trying to do, helping others. That is the true wealth in the world. So is it a trap? Yes, because you almost can't have anything without being able to afford it. Like starting your own food forest or starting your own garden or building your own home. Having anything, this just the simple necessities. Now you've got to find someone who does it. You've got to find somebody who can supply you with those things. And that makes it so difficult because, like I've said, sometimes you have to go out of your way to do something that you don't even morally agree with in order to save up, to buy a supply from somebody in order to be able to do that. Like, I could go on and on about it, but I don't want to say the same things. It's just that I look around and I see how simple it would be to cooperate with the world in a way where it's not just boring and dull and drab. It would actually be a new, exciting way of life. Even if we sort of took a step back to what seems old, it would be the new thing. It wouldn't be this high-tech gag. I mean, to me, I look around and I just see garbage. I see nothing but garbage. Like, do we need all these plastic bottles and all these things that we have in our stores? Not at all. I don't see anything necessary about the businesses we have. They may make things easier for people. They may give you an idea of being able to provide livelihood for your family. But if the whole idea of money wasn't there, we would see that those things are not necessary. But I'm not going to make this a long video. I just want to ask people, if you had to start all over, what would you do to actually make sure that you're getting the necessities, the food, the shelter? That is what you got to start paying attention to. At this point in time, let's not say just doom and gloom. other people think they own your property, think they own you. And until you stand up for yourself, that's going to be the case, whether you want to admit it or not. Of course you own yourself. Of course you can make your own decisions. That may not always go in collaboration with somebody else around you. They may like this, you may like that. Well, remove yourself from that situation if you have to. But don't belittle yourself just to do something the way others do it when you know that it's wrong or it could be done better. So I have no support for a money system in any way. I want, with all my heart and soul, to remove the money system so that people can actually cooperate with nature and cooperate with each other out of the love that they share for the world we're in, not out of the love they share for the things they can get. That itself, going along the ideas of greed, if you want to be able to have what you want, that itself is a form of greed. Because if it's not something you need, and if it's something that if you want it and it's not harming anything, but you don't care if it harms anything, you'll do whatever to get it, then you're not acting in cooperation with the universe, the nature, the way things really should be. We can destroy, and that's where we all are right now, and we're letting other people run us into the ground because most of us haven't had the time to really think and absorb the just immense amount of confusion that we have been in for such a long time. So, being a trap? Yes. Is there a way out? Yes. Do you have to battle, fight, work your way out? Whatever word you want to use? In a way, yes, we do. We have to try our hardest to do the right thing in the midst of a whole bunch of people doing the wrong thing. And there is a right and wrong. We'll go into that in a later video. But enjoy yourselves. Try your hardest to think about these things and find people maybe close to you, maybe friends and family, that will listen and see that we've been operating way out of whack and we can turn that around. In fact, we need to, or something bad will be happening very soon. I don't want to go into the doom and gloom, so I'll leave it at that. Until next time, guys. Peace.